All right. Hello, welcome. Today we're gonna be looking into how to tag an existing application using Amplitude. On my last stream, I reviewed how to implement this, and I figured I really liked it, so I'm gonna implement it into this site I have. Um, so we're gonna get started real quick. The first thing I'm gonna do is basically go over what I want to track. For example, these are going to be something I want to track. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come to Amplitude and we're going to add a source. Going to do browser SDK, and I think it's TypeScript. Let me check real quick. And a good way to know, I think so, yeah, TSX, so it should be TypeScript. We don't want legacy. We're going to go with TypeScript. Legacy has you import through script through the HTML tag. We don't want to do that. We're going to install the SDK. I think this works. Okay, sweet. Now, the only thing we're going to do is we're going to do this, which actually I think I might already have. Ampli, yep. So once you do that, you're going to get this little CLI. Alright, so now we're going to pull. Actually, I do need to install this. So we're going to install the Amplitude Analytics browser library into our app. As that's running, after that, we're going to pull our project. Which I don't think there will be. Well, I know there's not any events yet. But we can do Ampli pool. You're not logged in. I don't know if this is gonna work. This is so annoying. Okay, sweet. Oh man, this sucks. Oh, dude. I don't think this is gonna work. Let me open a port real quick. I hope it works. I don't know if it's gonna work. But okay. We're gonna reload it. Hopefully it'll maybe work. Okay, sweet. Create a new Ampli project. Okay, so now it's all good. Now since I don't need this port anymore, I'm just gonna remove it. Here, Ampli project is not initialized. Yes, we're gonna. I guess we just do Y. Alright, so now what this is doing is just initializing our little Ampli JSON here. Alright, so with this, we're going to do this. We're going to select a branch. Let's do development. Okay, so now it's all initialized. Okay, so now we just pull. I guess I could have just pulled this. And I do have a development branch, so that's nice. Alright, so now back to what we were doing. We're going to start tracking some of these buttons. Hang on, just give me a second. right. So now that we've got this, all right. So the one thing I want to start doing is one of these. So we're gonna call it something like home button clicked, and then which of these buttons, right? Either learn more or start testing. So if we go here, we're gonna start implementing our tracking plan. Dude, I don't want these. Does this have all my? Okay, I'm gonna create a new project. I'm just gonna call it this. So we're gonna create a new project. I don't know if I need to do a new source again. Jesus. All right, so we're just gonna create a new source here. And then just Genius Tech. Wouldn't this do the same thing? Oh my god, it's so annoying. Version 9. Ampli. I want to see if those page viewed and all those are here. Track. Doesn't seem like it, right? Alright, so now a good way to find out is if we go here, we're going to create a new event. So we're going to call it home button clicked. Category. We're just going to call it home. We're going to create a new category. It's going to be active, visible. We're going to add it to our source. We're going to add some properties, like button. Yeah, we're just going to call it button. Now we're going to do a require string. Now here we can set all these things like a regex, which is something I would do if, but I'm just going to leave it for now. Great. So now I want to see if first event implemented. Okay, so then we do that. No, ampli checkout main. And actually, I'm gonna remove this. So I'm gonna pull everything again. Now here, yes, we're gonna do a new one for this new workspace. Okay, great. So now that works. Now if we should be already in main. So now if we check this out, if it pulled our event, home button clicked. Great. Awesome. All right, so now the next thing is going to be, so we have this, learn more. We don't want to track back. But what we will do is track also. So when you first start testing, we want to know when someone clicks begin, and if it's either enabled or not. We don't want to track this segment key. That wouldn't be ethical. So we're not going to be doing that. So we're going to do a new event. I'm going to call it tracking started. going here. We're going to create a new category. We're going to call it action init for now. I think I'm going to change it. Do I want to categorize this? Activity. We're going to call it activity. All right, so that'll go like that. Going to add it to our source here. Add a property. Now we don't want to call it button. One is going to be enabled if it's either enabled or not. And this is not a string. So we're going to go here. It will be required, but this is a Boolean. So that's updated. Great. So tracking started, and then the other one we wanted to track was, actually no, we don't need to begin. So that's all we needed, just if it was enabled or not. Awesome. All right, so now let me go to my segments, which I'm probably gonna need to log in. I don't know if this is the password. I think it is. Let me put this in. Alright, sweet. So then gonna come over here. We're gonna get our, actually, we'll just go right here. Alright, it doesn't really matter much right now. What we do want is just this key right here. So then we're gonna put it here, enabled, beginner session. Alright, so if we refresh, it wasn't enabled for some reason. But okay, so now alright, so now there's a lot of things here, right? But we're gonna start by sections. Here, log me out. That will be an event. So we're gonna add that right away. Log out. This is gonna have its own category. It's gonna be active. We're gonna add it here. We don't want any properties, I don't think. So we're just gonna leave it at this. Okay. So now that we have log out, we're gonna have tracking code updated, and then we're gonna have properties for the type. So we're gonna do tracking code updated. Activity. Gonna add it to our source. We're gonna add a property. Code type. String. Now this is where we're gonna use regex. We're gonna set either client or server. Now you see this little line here in regex. Let me highlight it. But that's right above your enter key. In regex, that means or. So client or server, either one of those is gonna work. So now that's saved. Okay, so now we have all this. We have this section ready. Now here, we want to know when they disable segment. So we're going to add a new event. Call it tracking enabled or tracking toggled is what it'll be called. Your activity, our source, property. We're going to call it enabled. All right, sweet. So now we have this taken care of. Here, once this is done, I will want to know when they identify themselves, which we'll do an identify, but we're going to do identify event and then the properties. And it's really going to be 3 properties. I just want to know if they're using either email first name or last name. Thank you. We're going to call it identify tracked. Email. First name. Actually, yeah, I'll just do first name. I'm actually going to start doing them like this. Camel case as opposed to snake case. And I will fix them all just because it's a JavaScript. It feels a little bit more native. Alright, so we have identified track. Now, these are in string. We're going to make them booleans. All I want to know is if they used them or not. So we're just going to call them booleans. Alright, sweet. So now, no tracking code was 1. Then we need to change to camel case. Alright, code type. I think logout didn't have any. Identified track, home button clicked. Tracking started and toggled. Okay. So we're good. Now after this, we're going to see if they use any of these. So we're going to call it like utility button. So util button clicked. And now we just call it util button. Okay. Activity. We're going to add it to our source. Now we're going to add properties, right? Again, we're going to use a button. Keep traits, generate. So we're just going to do either one of these. And traits, I guess. So we're going to call it random ID, new user, and keep traits. All right, so for that, actually we're good. We'll just leave it there. I don't want to specify because I might tweak that. All right, and then finally, reset user. So So we could call it reset user. Now we don't need any properties. Just gonna call it activity. And honestly, I almost want to make these like identify. Like they are activity, but I think I'm gonna call this identify. Same with this one. And I got reset user as identify. Tracking toggled. Yeah, we'll just leave that as activity. UT button. Sound identify. All right, sweet. So now we have these. Now we're gonna start using track. Now one thing I want to start doing is these. So we're gonna do something like track option open. So we're gonna do track action taken track path track nav opened. Now it's going to be a new one. It's going to be called track. Gonna add it to our source. Now that I see this, I haven't done it for this. Back to our track nav. Okay, seems like technology's having a bit of an issue. So let me refresh the page. Okay, track nav opened. Yeah, we'll just call it option. So it is a string. So that'll be either one of these. Set your own e-commerce path and onboarding path. Now, I don't think I want to do events. Send server side. I think I'm going to track it with this once this is sent. Or actually, no. Send server side toggled. Alright, so. What are you doing? You're not recording myself, are you? You do not have consent.
I do not have consent.
Yeah. Okay, so with this, we're just going to do enabled, same thing, boolean, yes or no. The next one is just number of times, which I can actually get here. So I don't need that. Now I want to see when people click this, so I think I can do this. So server runtime selected. So that's exactly what we're going to call it. By the way, this needs to be connected to our source. Next thing, server runtime. Server runtime selected. And we're going to click runtime. For now, it's only either Python or Node. Alright, so that's set. I'm going to add it to our source. Close this. And then finally, send. This, by the way, is track. I want tracked track event tracked. Or here, I'm gonna call this identify sent and track sent. We're gonna categorize it as track, add it to our source. Now here's gonna be send server side. Send server side. This will be boolean, but we'll fix that after. Number of times. Count. I guess we'll call it count. And runtime, if any. Runtime. Yep, either Python or code. The only thing for this specific one, I don't want it required. Wait a second. Send server side. Was it here or here? Oh, thank you. Track sent. Okay. So send server side. I guess it's just here. So this actually is a boolean. Great. Alright, so now we have this. Alright, so now this is good. I got the amount of times. If it's server side or not, and the runtime. Sweet. So that'll be triggered on this. Lately, show the code. I definitely want to know when that is. And what this does is, as you're setting up your event, you pick your prop and your value. So you can actually see the code executable for JavaScript. And it's a little something I need to fix, but time will come for that. Okay, so show code. Code showed. I know I'm kind of switching the names. I just want to kind of follow a certain pattern where it's like action or noun action, I guess. Like the code was showed, kind of like home button clicked. Like do it a little bit in the past tense. Now this is also a track. Gonna add it to our source. Gonna add a property, which I don't think we need one yet. Eventually, I'm gonna show the code for both server side and client side. So soon I'll be adding that. Okay. So this all good. Now to pages. This should be pretty simple. I think we just want one thing with all these parameters. So we're gonna do page sent. We're gonna new category. We're gonna call it page. We're gonna add it to our source. We're gonna create a property. Multiple properties actually. One is gonna be path, which is a string required. Path is this basically, this part of the URL. You can set it here, right? So yeah. Campaign source medium. So we're gonna do UTM campaign source. I know there's medium. There's content. And then there's term. Now, once people are in that page, they can obviously add their own query parameters. But I'm just trying to track if they even use these. So this is it. Now, with that, I think we have everything pretty much. So we're just going to go ahead and track this. Tracking plan complete. Now, something good that people should probably do is add descriptions. So when user clicks on take me there, right? I didn't do a good job on that. I will update that after. Let's just do it now. People clicked on show code, basically. When user clicks on one of the home buttons, home welcome buttons, when user sends an identify event, when the user logs out, basically. Whoa, what is... Actually, I already have that one, but you can add code in here? What? That's crazy, dude. I don't know you could do that. When user resets their identify props. Alright. When user toggles F event should be sent on server side. Server runtime selected. It's just user selects at runtime. When user opens predefined path of events or own, it won't make sense to many people, but to me it does. When user triggers track event, user updates tracking codes, when user puts in their tracking code on welcome page, when user toggles or enables, disables tracking, and when user clicks on utility button on identify card. Now cards are these little segments are cards. You can see it kind of looks like a card. So this is 1, 2. Phew. And you can actually do the same thing per property, but I'm not going to do that now. So here, descriptions added for events. You can see all the changes are just going to be descriptions updated. So we save it. All right. Now to the fun part. We're going to start tracking these events. So you can see that as of now, we only have, so this in the Ampli file that they auto-generate, gives you a list of all the events. So you can either do just like a normal track, or you can set your own, like home button clicked. There's actually properties for this. In this case, it's just button, which is sick. But yeah, so after now we only have this pulled. So we're gonna pull again, pull in our main. You can see all these got added. All right, so great. Now we have them all here, right? We got home button clicked. At least I think they're all loaded. I don't think I need to refresh this. Yeah, so reset user, send server side toggled, log out, page then. Okay, so we have them all. Great. Now, what we can do, we can go to user lookup. We're going to click live updates. What this will do once we start sending events, they're just going to populate on their own. Thank you. All right, so we're here. Now the first thing we're going to do, let's track logout. All right, so I have my code. We're going to do a global search for logout. Index.ts. Okay, start. Segment logout. So this is actually when everything happens. So what we do now, we're actually gonna look in here because I need to import this. Jesus. Okay. And actually, let me go to because I have to load it every time. Or not every time, but when the app gets initialized. So what I'm going to do, I think here. Yep. So we're going to import this from, that Ampli. And we're going to do just simply ampli download. Alright, sweet. Now I don't think this will have any issues. Okay. So now that it's loaded, we can just start tracking. So here, if we import this again, and I think this may be, yep. So on logout, we're gonna do ampli that logout. And that should be it. Ampli the logout. Logout does not exist. Isn't that what it's called here? Did we not call it logout? What may happen is I think I may need to reload this. If I'm being honest. You may not have picked it up on the first. So let's reload. Still starting the server. Okay, so yeah, I think that was the only issue. We just had to reload again. Now, we can debug two ways. We can wait for this here. We can do this here. And actually, let me see, we have this amplitude. Oh, this is cool. Let me show you guys this. Chrome extensions. Now, if you come to here, there's this. This thing is insane. Well, yeah, basically tells you the events without having to come here. So we come here, I'm gonna pin it here. Now let me refresh this. I don't know if this is gonna work. If we click log out, Amplitude Event Explorer. Okay, I guess that one didn't pick it up. Let me see if we've gotten any data at all. No. Okay. So that was one way to debug using that thing. But the reason why I had this open. So we're going to want to preserve logs. And now let me go here. Learn more. Search setup. No. Here's our home button. I'll click navigate to this. Okay. So we're going to change that. We're gonna. Do I still have it? Yeah. So we're gonna import our ampli from here. Sorry, there's a fly. So then I think I can just do ampli that item. What was this one called? Oh, you know what? I don't think I can call it logout. Oh. So what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to call it logged out. Just because I don't know if logout is like an actual function in there. So we're going to save changes. Logout to logged out. Okay, so now that's fine. What do you mean? I had this, man. Alright, I don't want any descriptions on that one. Alright. Home button clicked. So now if we come here, ampli that home button clicked. Now the properties for this is button, right? It's just button. So we're gonna call this button. Learn more. Okay, I think we're gonna have to create a function for this. Const log out, where I think we can just do this. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe I don't have to do that. On click, it will. I think this will work. Dude, I can't think right now. Alright, apparently I forgot node. So we're just gonna make this a function. Alright. So there's logout. Wait, did I really just call this logout? Oh my god. Home button clicked. And I can actually call this button to be a string. And here we'll do button btn. So what we do here is we're going to call this learn more. And what we can also do is provide a path, which will also be a string. In this case, it will be this. Navigate to path. So then, boom. Now I'm going to make these single quotes. And then we're going to do the same thing here, except this will be start, right? So start. All right, so then what we're going to do, I'm going to stop the app real quick. I'm going to pull again because we fixed that log out for logged out. So then once we go to log out again, ampli that logged out, I think it'll be called that. But let me just check. I'm gonna pull again. Shouldn't be anything. No, I just want to see if there's an actual. Oh. Yo, what? Implements. Logged out. Logged out. It is logged out. Come on, man. Oh, okay. So now we just started our app. Now, if we come here, I don't think we've seen anything yet. Yeah, nothing yet. So I'm preserving logs. And actually, I don't even want any of this. gonna see if this does anything. And no, does not seem like it sent anything. So that is very, very unfortunate. I think part of it is, you know what? I think I remember. On the load here, what is it? Environment, I think? We have to do production here, I think. Now, this is theirs, I'm pretty sure. Yes. Now we're talking, baby. Alright, so now we load this. Yeah, it seems like their Event Explorer is kind of shit for the new implementation. Alright, so we're going to refresh that. We're going to click back. Yes, I didn't do anything there. Yes, it was sent, I think. Payload, events. Let's check it out. Device ID, yes, yes, yes. Event, yes, dude. So now, if we hopefully refresh this, home button clicked. Okay, sick. So now start testing. Okay, seems like it already recognizes. Now if we go to the same user, seems like start didn't work. Either that or it was as a different user, maybe. Home button clicked. Yes, genius. Production. Okay, great. So start didn't work. There it is. Did it just take a minute? Home button clicked. Same user. Sweet. So in here you can see one of these buttons. The first one was learn more. Second one was start. Very well, very well. Now, this one, we're going to look for begin. Here's the button, add codes. Now, if we look at this function, now we're going to do ampli that, what did we call this one? Tracking started. So we go here, that tracking started. There it is. Nah, I don't think he has any properties, but I guess he does. Oh, enabled, which is equal to enabled, isn't it? Oh, yeah, so we'll just do that. Now this, probably gonna have to refresh. All right, great. All right, so now we do this. We're disabled, and then we begin. And it's been sent. Now if we turn these live updates again, we get tracking started and enabled is false. All right. Now we're gonna log out. Wait, did that just go through? Did that not go through? It did. It's right here. Oh, there it is. Now if we go to this again, we enable it this time. Let's begin HTTP API. So that started. Home button click. Start. Sick. Just waiting for the next one. There it is. Tracking started. Enabled true. So we Got that working, baby. All right, now we can see here it's enabled. Okay. Now the next thing is we want to see when they enable disable that. Okay, so then we can do segment tracking is disabled. Identify card. Okay, is enabled disabled. Okay. Input switch checked, enabled, unchange. We go here. Oh man. Set enabled to current. So then ampli that tracking enabled, tracking toggled. And basically enabled will be current. And just like that, bam. Now we're gonna have to refresh this again. So if I refresh this, disable it, HTTP API. Now we should see here, tracking toggled, enabled false. So now if we enable it again, it'll refresh, generates that, tracking toggled. Now it's true. All right. Okay, now this one, generate random user ID. Generate random user. Random user. Is it not here? Oh, okay. No, but I do want this one, I think. Why isn't that popping up? It's generate random user ID. Generate. Why is this? Oh, dude, this is annoying. But anyway. Okay, so generate random user ID. On click. Ampli that track no identify what do we call that one? Util button. Util button. Now what are the properties for this one? Button. So for button, we're gonna do random ID. I'm gonna copy it again. Now I'm gonna paste it in here. Button. New user. Keep traits. If keep traits. I don't think I'm doing anything for that. On change. Yeah, we just have this. But that's fine. Alright, so now these are done. Now save. That'll be when the identify event is called. So that'll be set identify, set saving, if enabled, yep. If keep traits, if email, okay. Okay. So then ampli that identify sent. Now what are we sending for that? Email, first name, last name. Alright, so this is gonna be fun. email is we're going to do email is not equal to an empty string, basically. Email boolean assignable to email boolean. Oh no, yeah, I know. First name is going to be first name is not equal to an empty string. And last name is going to be equal to last name is not equal to an empty string. Or yeah. Okay, so this works out just perfect. All right. Great. So now we can test those. So tracking toggled was the last one. Now if we refresh this, I think I saved this. Yes. Let me clear this. Now we don't need this anymore, I don't think. Generate a new. Yes. So that one's sent, I think. Just waiting for it to show up. Util button. Random ID. Now generate a new one. Now at this point, I don't really care if they're saving or not. I just want to know if they're using it, you know? So, new user. Sweet. I don't think I'm tracking that yet. I could, but just leave it for now. Now save. This should send. Yes. Yes. Identify sent. Should pop up in any second. Here it is. Email. I didn't put an email, last name, first name. So now let's do. Let's put an email. At me.com. J. We're now gonna do a last name. So let's save it. Did it send? Did that send? Let's find out. I don't think I saw an API call made for it. Yeah, Jesus. It never came through, did it? I want to send it again. Set identify true. Await sleep. We're gonna make it sleep for like 4 seconds now, I guess. I just want to know if that's what's being sent or not. Why isn't that being sent? Okay, if enabled, await. Do I need to await this? Await has no effect on this type of expression. Well, I just want to know what's up. Should I be waiting longer? I just want to know what's up. Oh, okay. No, I'm dumb. Okay, yes. Now it should be good. So the logic was, if there's no email, last name, or username, then do this. But since we have one, it was never being triggered. So now I'm just doing this. I'm so dumb. Okay, so now we don't even need the full 10 seconds here. I'm gonna do this, refresh. Now send it. Let me clear this. And here they are. So now we have our identify sent. I hope, based on that debugging, networking, debugging. Oh, here it is. Awesome. First name true, last email for true, last name false. Now we could do this, I guess, and test that as well. Was that not sent again? Do I need more time? Was that really not sent? Oh no, it was. Now we got last name true. Okay. Amazing. Amazing. So now with that, I think we have all the identifiers that we need. Oh no, we can still do reset user. So now I'm assuming, I think I have it here on click clear. So now amply that reset user. I don't think we have any properties for that, but we can just check it out. No properties. So now we do reset HTTP API. This should show up here any second now. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there it was. Jesus, I had to refresh. But yeah, now we have reset user. We don't have properties, so that's fine. That's all we need. All right, so now we move on to track. Or actually, let's do these up here. We haven't done those. Oh yeah, let's do track. All right. So on my little track card, predefined, I think data table column. Okay, no. So on our track card, on server selected, that value. I'm assuming. All right, let's do it per steps. We're gonna do code showed first. Show code on click display code. Okay, set display code. So then we're gonna create a new one. Display code equals to a function. Actually, no. Code display, because we already have a display code. So what we're gonna do here is do a little amply that code showed. And then we're gonna do here it is. I'm gonna set it to this. And finally, we're gonna do on click code display. And that's something that we should be able to test pretty simple. Bam. There it is. So now if we go back here, hopefully, okay, let's show it. Code showed. Awesome. Now we can add a new one for here, but I don't really know if I want to do that. Okay. So we have code showed. Let's move on to server side toggled, which is this. So there should be a switch here somewhere. Put switch as well. Yes. So checked on change. Okay. Oh, here it is. Set server side event. Or oh Jesus. Okay. So const toggle server side. I make it a function. Ampli that server send server side toggled. Now here it's enabled and it's, remember what the name for that is. Where is this? Input. Send server side. Or here. We're going to do now we should have one here somewhere. Yeah, on server side. Selected. So then we do the same thing here. E that value. And then this will be the same thing. E that value. Which value I think. Yeah, we'll just leave it as any, but that would be, it should be a boolean. So now what we do, just come down here on change. Now I think that should work. Now we can check that. So there it is. Now let's turn these on. Send server side toggled. True. So now if we disable it, I should get one with this false. Awesome. Cool. Now select server side. That was another one that we wanted. Drop down value options on change. Here it is. Oh man, is this freaking awesome. Alright, so now what we're gonna pull from here is server runtime selected. So ampli that server runtime selected. I believe this is runtime and e that value. We can go back, refresh. So now when I select one, here it is. There's a Node one. Here's the Python one. So now if we go here, first one, Node.js. And actually, this shouldn't be that. I don't know if it's gonna let it happen, I guess. I wonder. Yes. So it gives you an error. This is a good thing, right? So on runtime, it can only be Python or Node. What is this? Track sent. Okay. So then what we're going to do is going to do this as Python and node. I don't know if that's gonna work. Yeah, no. So that's what we're gonna do. If that value equals to Python, right? And we're gonna do let runtime runtime equals Python. Actually, let's do a little oh yeah. So this is something. If that is true, then we're gonna call it Python. Otherwise, we're just gonna call it node. Now, pretty sure we can now just, instead of this, do runtime. Refresh. Okay, so now if we look at this, we look at our preview. 200 payload events. Look at our event property. Now it's node. So now hopefully that should take care of that little warning. And the way to do that, I wonder. Yeah, so it just tells you didn't fit. So that's been fixed. So hopefully that should stop now. So now we pick the node one. Python just showed up. Awesome. So now we're good there. This is why you test. This is great. So now the last one. We're gonna do track sent, which sent tracking false. Okay, so here it is. Oh man, this is kind of crazy. Chosen events. Jeez, is that? I did not expect. I forgot about that. So track sent. We have. And so we're going to add another one. And we're going to see. Track path, maybe? Alright, or actually, let me rename it. Track path. Okay, so that saves. Track path, so then we're gonna add it to track sent. Great, so we send it. We're gonna pull everything again. And yeah, so track sent, track path. Alright, sweet. Now this thing's gonna be annoying. Try to load another page, but this should work just fine. Okay. Handle sending path, cause chosen events. Identify, send track. Okay, so I think this is where we do our custom, right? No, yeah, this is perfect. Props, server side only, set server side. Okay, so we're gonna do it at the end. So if we're gonna do it right before this, ampli that track sent. All right, so this is where the properties come through, right? First one, count. So count. This will be track count. And actually, yeah. And we're gonna do this before anything actually. Yeah, we're just gonna do it right here. Wait, what? Did I not get everything? Count is that. Now the next one, and count should actually be a number. Runtime, everything else looks fine. Not gonna do anything here. But we're gonna pull the latest tracking plan again. And we're gonna start our app. Great. Okay. Now the next one is runtime. If server side, if it's not server side only, if server side, send that, send server side. What is here? Selected server. Oh, you guys can't look at that Java one. I haven't given you guys permissions for that. Okay. Or runtime actually. Runtime. And let's do the same thing here actually. Runtime equals to if we have that, and this equals to Python. No, yeah. This is a little different. Let runtime if selected server side is not equal to just that. If selected server side. Actually, no, yeah, that other way I wanted to do should work. So I can just do, now if this is true, then it'll be Python. No, this is else. Yeah, the thing is, if it's not Python, even if it's nothing, it's just gonna default it to this. Actually, yeah, we'll just call it node, and this is what I'm gonna do, right? So runtime is to send server side. So if it is server side, then we're gonna do runtime. Otherwise, we're just gonna be null. Which I think runtime, oh man, this should be not required. And this is why we do this process, so we can test things. Alright, so then we're gonna do this again. We're gonna leave it off as of now. Oh. Of course off. All right, we're gonna pull our tracking plan again. All right, so now, otherwise null. Okay, so what was that? Send server side. Send server side equals to send server side. Which I guess I don't really need this. And finally, track path. We're gonna call this own. All right, great. So now what's this complaining about? Number. It's not assignable. Well, guess what, homie? It shouldn't. Can you save? Okay. Runtime, string null is not assignable to type string. Type null is not assigned. I know. It's not supposed to be. Track sent. Oh my god. Track sent properties. Now this should have count number, runtime string. Okay. So then what we're gonna do then is we're just gonna make it that. Or undefined, I guess. But I don't think that's where. Okay. Okay, well now we have, I think, our track sent ready. And this is where we're gonna, alright, so now we come here, refresh the page. So events prop value, right? Send server side. Now that, yeah, that's great. We're gonna send it twice. And actually, I need to detoggle this because I don't have it enabled. Okay, well, let's see what just got sent. It's got toggled to true and then to false. Track sent, count twice. Send server side false, track path own. And there's no, what was it, undefined one that we just set up? Runtime. Okay, great. So now what are we gonna do here real quick? Let me create, I think I can still create a Python. Alright, sweet. Yeah, we'll just add it. Because all we need really is this key. So if we come here, boom, boom. Okay, so now we can actually send this twice, and we're gonna select Python, send. So hopefully, now we toggled it to true. And hopefully that track sent event shows up as well. Yeah, here it is. Now we have Python. Hell yeah, dude. All right. So now that's really all for that. Now tracking code updated. Let me see what card that is. Is it a form? Add tracker? Add codes? Tracking started. Sleep. Let me see current tracking code. Current tracking code. Current tracking code. Okay. So now there should be a button. Update. Yes. updating client code, loading on click, update segment key, update server key. Sweet. All right, so now we go tracking code updated. So amply that tracking code updated. Let's look at the properties. Code type. Code type, it's going to be client. And actually, I don't even think we'll need. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. I'm really struggling here. Okay. So that should let us know when the client code gets updated. Now this should give us server, which I think client server. Great. So now we can refresh and then see if they updated it. So that got sent. Come on, tracking code updated, client. So that was great. Now if we update the server side, I saw the HTTP call be made. And server. Sweet. Alright, now the last thing for track, I think it's just that. Nav opened. And then after that, we just need page sent, which should be pretty straightforward. But track nav opened. I think that'll be done. I don't know if it's here, but let me see. Track predefined. Okay, so data table, selected events. Event option, select. No, yeah, but. Oh, it's this panel. Okay, so let me see where that panel is. Tab view, active index, set active index. Oh man, okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do const update track path. Yeah, we'll just call it that. Goes to a function, which will take an e with an index of number, I think, right? So now this will happen, but e will also do if e that index equals 0, amply that, what was it called? Track nav open, track nav opened. Now, what are the properties for this? Track nav open, it's just option. So then option, we're gonna call it own. Else if e that index equals to 1, amply that track nav opened. This option is going to be and honestly, I can probably just do let track option. Yeah, we'll just keep it as own, right? Because that's the main one. So then for 1, we'll just do this. So if it's 1, the option is e-commerce. So we'll call it e-commerce. Oh no. Yeah, no. I'm gonna leave it as that, because it could be the where they go to 1 when they go to 0. It's not gonna run through it. So yeah, we'll just call it as this. 1 was e-commerce, and then the last one, and actually option or track option equals to, what is it, onboarding? Onboarding. So then, honestly, I'm just gonna copy this. Gonna do this. Option, track option. So then track option equals to that. Get rid of these. Get rid of these as well. Track option equals to that. Okay, sweet. So then now it should be good. We'll refresh this again. E-commerce path. Wait, what? Oh, wait a second. I still gotta do all this. I go here. Current tracking. No. Where was it? Track setup. And it should be here. So we just do that. I think that should work. Boom. There it goes. So we go to e-commerce first. Go to onboarding second. And set your own last. So now if we come here, track nav open, e-commerce, yes. Onboarding, yes. Is that the last one? Really? Oh, there's a third one. And own, yes, dude. Now with that, we have this one ready. Now the last one is page sent. All right, so for this one, campaign content, all these things. Awesome. So for that, we're going to come to our little page setup card. And then we have this update URL. Navigate to custom path. So this is going to be it. All right. All right, so now the first thing we're going to do is amply that page sent. First thing it's going to need, it's going to be a path. And actually, before doing this, some of like campaign, this is not going to be there all the time. Content's not going to be there all the time. So we're going to leave that as that. Medium's not going to be required all the time. Path will, even if it's the home. Source will not. And finally, term will not. Great. So now, set our changes, save it, and we don't even need to do all that. But we're going to pull our changes. Okay, so now a bunch of properties went from require to not. So this is where we're going to do a path. All right. So that's going to be our page path. Campaign. page campaign? Or what? What would UTM campaign? No, no, no. UTM campaign. It's not equal to this. Then we're gonna do UTM campaign. Otherwise, undefined. We have source, which UTM source. Honestly, I'm just gonna copy this. UTM source is not equal to that. UTM source, otherwise undefined. We have term. So UTM term. UTM term. Oh my god. Of course I have these flipped. Boom. 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 Term, source, campaign, content. So content, or actually UTM content is not equal to that. UTM content, otherwise undefined. Now I think we have a last one, which is term source. Source, oh, medium. So medium, UTM medium is not equals to empty. Then we're gonna do UTM medium, otherwise undefined. And that should be it. No, it's gonna give me an error right now. But if I just close that, oh my god. All right, so that got closed. Now, string undefined is not, but it's not though. Which if I go here, campaign is that. So yeah, shut up. I know more than you, VS Code. But anyway, if we come here, so page path and actually generated. What just happened here? Okay, let me just look at what page path is. Okay, so this we're gonna fix real quick. If this is equal to this, then we're gonna call it just this. Otherwise, just page path. And this can be done on either wise, but if it's that, we're just gonna set it to this. Otherwise, whatever it is there. Okay, great. And actually, maybe I'll just do this so that it's easier. Page name, I think. Path name. Okay. All right, so now let's refresh. We're going to preserve the logs on this one because it's going to take us to a different page. We're going to go to the same one, and we're just going to do a campaign for the first one. So campaign, and then just take me there. So, yep, we got here a CDP API. Now let's see if that sent. Page sent. Path campaign. That is amazing. So if we go back to start testing, oh Jesus man. Okay, yeah, home button clicked. Okay, so now from here, we can create other pages. So we can do something like signed up or sign in, right? Let's say you have a campaign. It's like third quarter, a source. I think this is like something like email, medium. What is this, like social or something? So it can be like Facebook, I guess. Content's usually empty, but we can just add a content and then a term. I don't remember what a term is, but we'll just call it term. So when you're tagging there, it tells you all your query parameters here. But mainly what we're focused on here is making sure that those things got tracked here. Seems like they were. Now if I refresh this, I think we should have all the events now. Nope, page sent is here, man. Literally right here, homie. Hey. So let's go over all the changes that have happened. One, Amplitude CLI generated this file, so I didn't do any of that. Package, we installed this, and we installed the other global library, so there's CLI. API. I just realized this is gonna be. Actually, no, it should be all right. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. I was just thinking for my CI/CD how to pull these, but I think for now I'm just gonna leave everything hard coded, and I think eventually I'm gonna pull them through the CLI or the CI/CD. But until then, it should be good. And then this make it dynamic too, so creating a development instead of just a production. But this was another change. Import the Amplitude library everywhere we're going to use it, and only on the start page we're going to load our environment. This is required, otherwise the page doesn't load. It's weird, or the library doesn't load, so check that out. This is an auto generated by them where all the events live. This is just starting tracking basically. So where you want all your track events, just import that Amplitude and then do that. So then what we're gonna do, get at this, get commit, Amplitude, tracking added, and get push. Now, give me a second. Let me log into my AWS account. I just want to see that the CI/CD is going well. So let me log in real quick. Sign in. I hope I remember my password all right. No, I gotta do some CAPTCHA validating so that I'm not a robot. Who the fuck knows if I'm a robot or not? Oh man. Why won't you load? I think that's my password. Code again. Oh, Jesus, I do this every time. So on my authenticator app, I have Amazon and AWS both right next to each other. And doesn't like it either. What is my password here? Alright, let me check it out here real quick. Actually, no, this should work. Why isn't this working? Passwords. Hang on, I'm just checking for my login info. Is that not the password anymore? What the heck, man? DN3Z28. Let me see if this will work. Okay. So my app is running on Amplify. It's a little React app hosted on Amplify. So now if we go, I think it's this. Is there anything running? Deployed. Okay. All right. So let me see if I log into GitHub. Not on this one. All right. Let me push to staging and then production. But actually, let me go here. Oh, so yeah, it's still building. Now, if I want to go here, I'm pretty sure I need a code, which I already have. Okay, that's awesome. All right, so now, what? That's weird, man. All right, so now this shouldn't have Amplitude loaded. I'm pretty sure. So, that's weird, man. Drag and enabled. Oh, is it going to do it again? It did. But manifest that JSON. So if we go to network, we don't see any Amplitude data being sent yet. Oh, it just got sent. Alright, so now we can actually reload. If we go here, there it goes. So now let's see if, I think there's going to be a different user now. Home button clicked, yep, completely different user. So now we have it ready. And alright, custom session definitions are here. Oh, that's so sick, but I think that's paid. Hang on, I gotta share this real quick with some people. There's this spider on my wall that keeps bugging me. Alright, so now that we have that, I'll come to project settings. Okay, general, organ, yep, no, okay. Well, that's been it for me, homies. We went literally from nothing to a completely fully tracking plan with properties and everything to actually implementing it and seeing the data flow. Um, I do wish this worked here, but it doesn't. It's only for like the first version. This is something new, so keep that in mind. Now the cool thing about this, if you have this segment tool, it also tells you everything that happens here. So yeah, we're gonna leave it at that, boys. And any questions, write in the comments for the 2 people that are watching right now. But awesome. Any questions, write in the comments. I'll get back to you if anything. Peace out, homie.